Hello, good morning everyone. Today I am here to discuss Alfred Bandura's social learning theory and its educational implication. As you know that Bandura's social learning theory emphasizes the importance of observing, imitating and modeling behaviors, suggesting that learning can occur through observation alone. Its educational implications include the use of role models, peer collaboration and creating supportive learning environments. In this presentation, we will cover these contents. First of all, introduction and what is Albert Bandura's social learning theory and what are the conditions for social learning or the four principles of social learning and how does learning takes place and the conclusion. Then I would like to say about the brief introduction of the social learning theory. We know that the basic structure of this theory that reveals the observation of others' behavior may play a leading role in learning and acquiring various things concerning one's environment. The cognitive psychologists who appreciate the role of observation in learning are termed as social psychologists, and the theory of learning they propagate is known as the social learning theory. Social learning theory's fundamental tenet is that people learn by watching, copying, and behaving like others in social situations. And according to Albert Bandura's social learning theory, his theory is mainly based on the philosophy that individuals can learn through observing and imitating the observable behavior of others. Psychologists Albert Bandura and Robert Swayze proposed this social learning theory. And the core concept of these social learning theories are people can learn through observation, the mental states are important to learning does not necessarily lead to change. These are the core concept of social learning theory. Attention means an observer pay attention to particular social behaviors. Their ability to pay attention depends on their accessibility to what is being observed, the relevance of the behaviors, the complexity of the behaviors, the perceived value of the behaviors, and the observer's own cognitive abilities and preconceptions. The next one is retention. That means an observer retains the sequence of behaviors and consequences which they can retrieve for future imitations of the behavior. And the next one, production. That means an observer repeats the behavior in a different social context and receive feedback from the observers which they can use to adjust how they perform the behaviors in future contexts. And the motivation means an observer is motivated to repeat the behaviors based on the social responses and the consequences they receive when they imitate a behavior. Come to next, how does learning take place by this social learning theory? According to Bandura, the following process or these steps are usually involved in this kind of learning, and also we can implicate this in the education system. The first one is attending to and perceiving the behavior, and the next one is remembering the behavior, and next one is converting the memory into action and reinforcement of imitated behavior. These four things are the major that's also played the vital role in the education. In this first step, the total behavior or a particular aspect of it may attract attention and become the subject of close attention, and the learner is made to observe the behavior of the person acting as a model. And in the second step, the learner observe is a field away in his memory in the form of mental images. And in the next step, the converting the memory into action. In this step, the behavior observed and remembered by the learner is analyzed in the terms of its acceptability to the learner with reference to the demands of his self and his environment. And the last one is reinforcement of the imitated behavior. In this final step, the behavior of the model imitated by the learner is reinforced for proper adoption and further continuance. By all these ways, social learning, that is, the learning through observation and modeling, proves to be an effective means of learning many things concerning one's behavior, how one displays love and anger, shows sympathy and prejudices, speaks and writes, dresses and eats, takes initiative or shies away, all depend upon what has been observed, imitated, and reinforced in context of the vigorous or the model learning as propagated by the social learning theory. And this all about the social learning theory. Thank you all for listening me.